Hey, everybody, it's me, Jonathan Millard, the voice of the Veil, back with another Big Hype podcast, brought to you with our good friends Hype Energy Drinks. Check out the description below. Bravos boxing gloves, protect yourself at all times whilst wearing Bravos. And Combat Ticks sponsors this podcast as well, with information about how to get tickets from them, and they get tickets, and I don't know how it all works, but you have a little look. And our charity of choice, of course, Boxers in Need. If you can spare just £12 a month to help boxers across the whole of the UK, they are fantastic, and they have a setup subscription that you just pay in 12 months every month. Check out the links are all down below. But joining me tonight, our very special guest, tipped for big things, Kaine Martin. Kaine Martin, how are you?
Right, all good, thanks.
Good. Are we just running with Kaine? Are we okay with that, or do you need to do
Kaine's
the
cool.
whole the middle name bit? I know, Tyrese. I know you love that. It's KTM. I love that sort of acronym as well. That's good.
Yeah.
And I see that all over your media stuff as well. So, Kaine, I'm going to start with the question I've asked everyone who's come on the podcast so far. Although I've modified it once. How and why did you get involved in boxing?
Okay, so I'm one of them where my how was probably, I got into it late, so I didn't start till 19, which is obviously very late for boxing. I've been playing football since the age of 4, so that was my background.
Okay.
And I actually fell into it on the back of, it was initially, so firstly as well, my dad, he'd boxed. He was a pro. He'd been around all the circuit, and actually went back with Pat, and they have a history there. So that was funny how that all linked up and come around, that we'll get into later. But it was initially off the back of a football injury that my friend, who was training at the time, was boxing, was saying, "Oh, come down and, as like a rehab, it's boxing, it's the best fitness, to build back your legs and stuff for football. Well, it'll help you build back the fitness, and then you're ready to go for the pitch." And then when I was doing that, as soon as I entered the gym, I basically just never left.
So so off the back of football injury, we got a great boxer.
Basically,
basically what happened. Basically what happened. What sort of level were you playing at? Was this sort of academy level?
Level? So it was just when I was a kid. Well, then I was like 4s, 5s. It was like just like your Sunday league level, and then what happened was I got seen by Stockport County when I was like 11, and then that was like what I thought was like my breakout. I thought I was going to be the pro, and then I literally that didn't work out. Got released there, and then just playing like normal level again through them years, and then from like 17 to early 20s was like a semi-pro level along like the Northwest County standards, what they call it in the football pyramid. And then then that's when I was juggling boxing alongside, so I had to make a commitment like football or boxing, and then I just chose with the boxing route. So packed in the boots and put on the gloves.
That's all right. I hope you got them sold on Vinted and you made a couple of quid back off the books. It's an interesting way, because you've come away that some of the boxing. I know you said 19 was, you thought that was old. I know we've had a few people on the podcast who were in their 20s and 30s who started much later than yourself. So you've started quite young, considerably as well.
Yeah, there's the stories for everyone, isn't there? People start later.
Everyone's got their story,
different.
and that's the thing, isn't it? So, so after the football, was it the boxing? Would you remember the first time you went into the gym? Do you remember the atmosphere, the smell?
Yeah, I remember my first ever day. It was obviously it was that. So I'm at Oliver's gym in Salford, and obviously I walked in, and it was like my first session was a Friday, and Fridays at them gyms in the amateur class it's sparring day, and obviously I've just walked in, and I've gone down. And I've said, coming back, blah, 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 like from an injury, not boxed before. And basically it was the late Oliver Harrison. He wanted to basically see where I was at, my ability. And he threw me in there for sparring he just said, go and glove up. He just wanted to see what I'm working with, what I've got. And I went in with it. It was his son, Lerone Harrison. Oh my, the beating I got was like, he'll be able to, basically to this day, I've never had a beating like that. Like it was bad. It was bad. And then like, it was also as well, like the best thing, because, I remember now even like Thomas, one of the other coaches who's there. So he said, like, that was on the Friday. He said on that Monday, like he basically, because he'd seen that was almost kind of like how Oliver would, almost test certain people or
Mm,
however he done
yeah.
things. And he said a lot of people, you leave that from that beating and you never see them again, if they haven't got it. And he said, that was the Friday. The weekend would go. I had like basically like a cracked rib, like my face is all marked up. And then I'm rocking up with my bag on Monday, Monday evening, ready for the next session. And he was like, from when I turned in that, like come through the door, they were like already, regardless of any ability, before they've even seen anything, they know I've got that thing there of I'm ready for the next session.
It is the baptism by fire. It's the
Literally.
baptism by fire. Let's see if he comes back, and if he comes back, then we've got something. We've got something
Yeah.
to work with.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, this isn't boxing isn't the only sport, and I'm not saying that I condone that sort of situation, but
Yeah,
know,
I was definitely thrown in the deep end.
it's throwing you in the deep end and seeing what your metal is, what you're made of, and
Yeah.
that's that really does test your metal in that capacity. So it's a fair play to you, fair play to you. So, but you continued on from that position. I obviously had a bit of respect, obviously as well. You gained a lot of respect from coming back on a beating like that, and decided to come back on the next.
Yeah.
Come back next week, and who knows what the same situation. No, who knows? You don't know. You're getting involved. What was the sort of progression then? Because you started very, you say you started late, but I don't think you did.
So when I can't even, it was all when I first started. Obviously, I'm then just training. I was training every day, didn't miss a session.
Mhm.
Obviously enjoying it more and more. Still juggling at that time. I'm still juggling football. So it was like Wednesday. It was a routine of boxing was Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
Mhm.
and then football was Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So my weeks were all filled up. It was almost like I was using my football to get like my road working. You play a match and you're covering like 12 kilometers. So I was still running as well. So I was kind of like juggling it all. And then but I'd still be at that gym I was still there. It was still a good, I think 8-9 months before I had my first amateur bout. And then yeah, when I went into that, I ended up having well, this is over a period of from like that was late 2019. But bear
Yeah,
in mind, we then I had one bout, and then it was COVID,
I was going
obviously.
to
So
say
as soon as I
you got
just got
caught by that.
going, there
Yeah.
was then that 2-3 year gap, whatever it was,
Mm.
and then all my bouts were then after COVID till my last one, which was December.
So this was amateur. This
These
was
are just in the
amateur.
amateurs now.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll come to the next steps now, but going back to the amateurs, how do you find the amateur boxing? Obviously with the COVID thing as well, you weren't able to train, or were you? Were you one of the ones that were lucky
Not
that you sort
properly.
of?
Like we linked up a couple of times for like
Mm,
we were training outdoors and stuff at the start, but
mm,
it was nothing. There was no sparring, hitting the bags. It was just kind of a bit of a keep fit class. It weren't nothing to any sort of level and just running really.
yeah, because this was how old are you now? 20, 26?
I turned 26 2 weeks ago.
26. So I kind of knew it was in that sort of thing. You've still got, so it kind of put you back 2 years realistically, if
Yeah,
we
yeah, it did
sort of work on that
definitely,
premise,
yeah.
then realistically. But the amateur side of it, you did quite well. You've made up quite a name for yourself on the amateur side of it, and people have paid attention to that as well.
Yeah,
How have you found the amateurs?
yeah, so to be honest, I didn't mind it. I love the there's a thing there's like almost like a stigma with it, where the results can be up and down. But overall, I didn't mind the amateurs. I loved that thing of like you could get home from work, whatever it was, it's a Thursday night and you're fighting Friday night. Like I love that. It's like kind of like
Yeah,
a mad bit of chaos that I liked it. You could fight on that Saturday, and then you could be fighting, the following Wednesday, the following Friday. It was all of the kind of sometimes all these shows are last minute, late pullouts. You're filling in, or you've got there's a show well in advance. You're training 8 hard weeks, and then the night before he pulls out. Like it's all up and down, but there's
yeah.
some sort of part of that unorganized bit of chaos that I didn't mind it.
Yeah, no, my personal experience. Obviously, I've been involved with the amateurs for a few years. I've emceed and previously done other things within that
Yeah,
capacity as well. And you're absolutely right. It is. when you come to those nights, you presented with the list of they've had 14 fights or 12 fights, and you've got this one's been pulled
And you
and this
see
one's
all
been
you
pulled,
see
and you
crosses
think.
all in them, or
Yeah,
like
and it's hard because but then you also understand as well that there's a couple of other kids that are the same sort of weight, the same sort of age, and they can be put into other sort of things. Or someone's just brought their boy from their gym as well, and he's roughly the same weight. Are you happy to take the experience level of that chaos, as you want sort of mentioned,
yeah,
it is
yeah,
a bit
yeah.
of a chaos that happens there. So. You did again, but you rose through that. You achieved a regional. Was it just the regional, or was there
The
something else as well?
Yeah, no, just the regionals, and yeah. I didn't enter any box cups or anything, I don't think. Yeah, just regionals. I was in there, yeah, three times.
Good. And happy with the decision, happy with everything that went. You were quite happy with going forward through those things. I know you'd mentioned box cups there. Box cups are a very different kettle of fish to just being on the circuit. Sorry, of amateur.
Yeah. Because them ones are different. You could be fighting Saturday, Sunday, things like that. Or
Yeah,
where in the regionals it was more Saturday and then or Sunday. Then the following Saturday you get at least kind of
yeah,
until the finals. But
yeah.
it's all there. It's all you expect it when you're in the amateurs anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Did you want to do a box cup, or was it just that there was that decision? You were like,
No,
well,
it was
actually, you were
just at
talking.
the time. Yeah,
Just
there was no reason to. Yeah,
that's all right. I just thought I'd check,
yeah.
just in case maybe you want to go back and do one quickly. No,
Yeah,
I'm joking.
no.
I'm joking. So, but obviously, like I said, your name was mentioned a few times. That you're saying this kid, you've made an impression already at this part of the career, and the turnover pro is later this year. Have we got any? Am I allowed to ask this question? Sorry, I should ask. Am I allowed to ask what have you got a date or anything in mind for this pro debut?
Yeah. I'm not sure if I can say when, but it's in the near. It's coming soon, definitely.
Good stuff. What was the decision then? As we said, you didn't want to go down say in the amateurs any longer. What was the decision then to turn over pro?
It was just, you know what? It was just that I felt like there was no like this is the decision. It was more a
Mm,
thing of like I didn't want to be. I knew my roadmap almost in my head. I just had the amateurs, and I felt like I'd seen like a lot of it was a lot repetitive, and
uh
there weren't like a certain fight or anything like that. I was just like, I'm coming to it was more my age, to be honest. I was coming to the age, I'm 20, just turned 26. I wanted to do the pros properly. It's either attack the amateurs or attack the pros. So I was
Okay.
going to attack the pros where it gives me a good, I've got a good years because I believe my personal opinion now, fighters aren't hitting your core prime now to at least, it's early 30s. So I would like, it give me a roadmap to like
Yeah.
proper establish them late 20s now of building myself, and then late 20s, early 30s, attack them big fights.
Okay. Okay. So you've got a map then in your head. Then from what you've just described,
Yeah.
you've got the plan of what you're hoping to do and what you're hoping to achieve. So talk us through this. Where are we going this year? The debut. Next year, what are we looking to try and do?
So next year, just be as busy as possible.
Okay.
4, 5, 6 fights, as many. Like literally, I just want to be out as busy as I can.
Mm.
Just learning that. It's the first year as a pro.
Yeah.
It's just learning, getting fights in. It's bright lights, small gloves. It's just getting that feel.
Yeah.
Learning. I'm not in any particular rush.
Okay.
So just get the fights in and then kick on from there.
Kick on from there, as in
So
regional championships,
yeah.
English,
So hopefully
British.
it'll be like a central area, and then
Okay.
go from there. Look for like a British title or something like that.
Okay, good. That's sort of kind of you want to follow the traditional path of going through the gears, if you like, of
Yeah, definitely.
going through the central area or an area title, then onto an English perhaps or a northern title or some of the other regionals as well, and then I suppose then the British and the Commonwealths, Europeans will all sort of start to come. I'm
That's
guessing.
the plan. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay. Have you got your eye though on one particular prize? I mean, it may not be, for a couple of years, but have you got your eye on one particular thing that you think that is what I want to achieve? That is where I want to be. I want to be with that color: green, blue, gold, red, black belt.
Well, like like the world titles or any title?
Well, I mean, any title. Where do you see yourself? Where do you
Obviously,
see yourself getting to that point?
it's funny because I like break it down. Everyone. It's like when I was in football, everyone wants to be the pro footballer playing for Real Madrid. And when you're a boxer, everyone wants to be the world champion. And then, but I was like, as much as I break it down, what I know I can realistically get in a couple of years, and then like my roadmap now would be Central Area English British title. I know that like is a full on realistic route. When we get to there, is then we'll almost like relay the another roadmap then to then kick on to whatever it is, Europeans or all that stuff further down the line. But I don't want to look too far ahead talking about what everyone wants to, when I'm still I'm on my first step. I'm on baby step yet.
Yeah, I'm sure you've got it in your mind though somewhere. You
Yeah,
just
yeah.
don't want to let on right now because you don't want to
Yeah,
tempt fate.
exactly.
I get that. I respect that as well.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to
Can't talk world
pressurize you.
champion and I'm not even made my debut. Like, it don't make sense.
Hey, look, everyone's got their dreams and aspirations, and
Yeah, of
this is what
course.
this is what I said to you before we started. Is to ask you those sort of questions, to try and get to know you a little bit more.
Yeah,
Because you're relatively new to obviously the world, the wider pro boxing community as well,
no, I am.
and people will be watching you quite closely to see
Yeah.
what the talent that you've got there, and looking to showcase it. I'm sure those things will come. So
Yeah.
if things went, everything went the way you'd expected to, and the career was long and successful without injuries, etc., which we hope was happened. We don't want to tempt fate, but where would you see yourself in sort of 10 years time? Would you sort of see yourself on the sort of top of sort of level, or would you sort of say, well, actually, if I've achieved everything, would you sort of be happy sort of looking at doing something else, like outside of boxing? Perhaps if you've got a hobby or something that maybe football, maybe you want to try and do,
So
try and live that one.
I'd always be around boxing or football in some way, or that will never leave me when I'm even for as old as wherever. Like I'll always be involved in some way, whatever that is. I've not even thought of to be. I can't plan for 10 years like of after my career or things like that. So I know I'll be involved in some way, whatever that is. I couldn't even tell you.
Fantastic. Well, yeah, it's in your blood, and this is what we say all the time. When it's in
literally.
your blood,
It'll be
you don't leave it. It drags you back in some capacity. Like whether you're
literally.
seconds, corners, or coaching, or anything like that.
It'll be something like that.
Something like that. Is it just? Did you say just yourself, or any family as well? But you said your dad. You mentioned your dad earlier. Let's talk about your dad then, because he was influential in your boxing career, and obviously who you signed with now with Pat Barrett and Black Flash Promotions.
Yeah. So he was obviously from when I was playing football when I was a kid. He was obviously boxing, so I weren't really. He'd always try and get me boxing from young, but I was never interested. To be honest, I was just playing football, like football. Yeah. And then it's only more now recently, like, because obviously I weren't paying any attention to what he was doing, in terms of like who he was with, who he was fighting, only things like that. So it's only now recently, if we speak more, like he'd tell me that, he was with Pat, Pat drove him to shows. He's, if I go in his box rec, who he's fought, things like that. Like it's only now because I know boxing and you're in it. It's more interesting, and we can have, it's good to look back on.
So boxing's actually brought you closer together then?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's great. And what does Mum think of it all? Does Mum say anything?
It's funny because she says it's well different, because it's funny because obviously her partner boxed. She's gone to his fights, and then obviously her son boxes, and then it's like she says it's two people she loves, and then she says it's completely different. She says like she says she hates it, but she's at every fight. She's not missed a fight.
Is she going to be front row then for the pro debut?
She'll be front row. She'll probably be in like the ring or something. She gets as close as you can get without actually like watching.
She'll be like banging the apron and go on, move, go on, son.
Yeah,
go on,
literally.
Son.
No, she actually will.
Oh, fantastic. I know you said you didn't know what else you wanted to do after boxing, but again, obviously this sort of career will take you places, and I'm sure that it will go the places that you want it to go, and you've got a good team around you. Pat's a great manager. I've known Pat for a few years as well, worked with him at quite a few places, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll get to announce you at some point as an MC. Make it happen, Pat. Let me up into one of those your bowlers area, that sort of thing.
Bowlers or Midland or something like that. Yeah.
Midlands. Always good nights. I've been to quite a few up with them, particularly after COVID as well. So it was always good shows. So wish you every success with that one. I think that's the most important thing. And obviously we wish you every success. But we do have a little closing tradition on the podcast, if I can remember where I found it, which is a very quick, sharp, either or questions. So it's not difficult, but it's entirely up to you. It's the final round. Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Kaine Martin. Let's go. Southpaw or orthodox?
Oh, orthodox, but I should be southpaw. I'm left-handed, 6'2". It's all over the place.
Body shots or head shots?
Oh, body shots.
Body shots every day. Train alone or with a partner?
Oh, with a partner. They can push you more if it's the right one.
Good. Early bird, night owl?
Oh, I'm both, but I'd say night owl.
Okay. Heavy bag or speed bag?
Heavy bag. Terrible on a speed bag.
You need to know get the speed bag. Sorry. Anyway, underdog or favourite?
Oh, underdog. The story's better when you win.
Boxing gym or outdoors?
Boxing gym. Outdoors is too cold.
Just need to move to sunnier climates, mate. That's all. Coming down south, it's a little bit warmer. Not by much, but it's
not by much though. England's just cold.
I don't know. I live in Wales, so I have no idea. Last week I was in Rome. It was 20 degrees. I mean, come on.
That's what I mean. That's got to be the minimum.
Yeah. Okay, so where are we? Short and powerful punches or long and technical?
Long and technical.
Okay. Fight dirty or fight clean?
Oh, fight dirty. Any way to win. When you're in there, listen, you got to do what you got to do to win.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
That sounds like something to live by. Loud crowd or quiet atmosphere?
Oh, loud crowd.
Yeah,
loud crowd. I want them like literally howling.
Well, Mama Martin's going to be there on the side. She's going to be banging the drum. Yeah. She's going to be banging the drums. Quick knockout or strategic win?
Quick knockout.
Okay. AJ or Fury in the hypothetical question, the fight that never will happen as far as I'm concerned nowadays.
And even if it happens now, it's 5 years too late.
Anyway. I know. We're all going to watch it, but at the same point, we're all going to be slightly disappointed that it's taking this long to get over. But AJ or Fury?
Gotta be AJ. Probably even with like nostalgia, like you're just thinking of like when he's in his prime, just blitzing everyone. You just want him to just do that to Fury, don't you? Like
he only lives up the road from you.
I know, I know, literally. But
he's like your next door neighbour up there, and you still go for the
Fury's a bit like, I don't know what it is for me. Like, I'll watch an interview and I'll be like, I love this guy, and then I'll watch another one and I'll be like, oh, he just does me head in.
I think that's the Marmite moments where you just sort of I get it, but I think fans win ultimately, even though it is like you say 4 or 5 years.
I think if this fight happened like tomorrow, Fury would win, but it's who I want to win. I would want AJ to win.
Kaine, how do people
get AJ to win? But I think Fury would win.
I think you're probably right, mate. To be honest with you, I think you're probably right. It would be that sort of I talked to Jerry. If you were back and listen to Jerry's podcast, we talk about this, and it's kind of I agree with him on that. He sort of says the Tyson is used to the inactivity. AJ's not. And that would be would be the thing that probably breaks it down to the inactivity of AJ. He's an athlete. He's an Olympian. He likes to be regularly in for combat. And Tyson, you can go 6 months, a year without having a fight, and then you'll have a little warm up fight, and off he goes again. He's there. So literally. Anyway, Kaine, how do people get involved? How do they follow your story?
Follow me across social media, Kaine TM. Like, I'm on basically all forms of platform, Facebook, Insta, Twitter, all of that good stuff. So it's the same on all stuff. Go and give us a follow and watch the journey.
I'm disappointed you can't give me the date of your next show, but I wish you every success in your pro debut, mate. And we will all be watching. It will be soon, I'm sure. And probably we've only got 2 more months of the year, so it's got to be soon if it's going to be this year. And I've been told it is, so I kind of know what date it is, but I'm not allowed to say. So, but there we are. Marley, thank you so much for taking time out. Kaine, thank you so much for coming on the podcast this evening. Really appreciate you jumping on as well with us. It's been great. It's been lovely to meet you, and I wish you every success going forward. And I'm looking forward to seeing your journey and getting those signed gloves from you, so I can put them on the mantelpiece behind me with all the others up there, and say, "Wow, I've had him on the podcast, and now he's a world champion." So that is the way, mate. And good luck with everything. Look forward to seeing your dates real soon.
Thank you. Cheers, man.
Take care.
See you later.